JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Clarendon man charged for pulling gun on his mother during argument. The Maple police on Tuesday charged the man for pulling a gun on his mother during an argument at his home in Four Parts. Miguel Grant, 19, is charged with assault on common law and possession of prohibited weapon. A court date is being arranged. The police report that at about 2 p.m. on Sunday, September 22, Grant and his mother were having an argument when he brandished a handgun and pointed it in her direction and threatened to kill her. His mother then ran from the house and called the police. Upon arrival of the lawmen, Grant was arrested and placed in custody. He was subsequently charged on Tuesday. Teenagers shot and killed in Grants Pen. The Kingston Spring Police are investigating the fatal shooting of a teenager in Grants Pen, St. Andrew last night. The victim has been identified as 18-year-old Malik Brown, an unemployed resident of Shortwood Lane, Kingston 8. About 8:30 p.m., Brown was reportedly walking along Oddman Lane in Grants Pen when he was attacked and shot by unknown assailants. He was rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. Investigation underway in suspected drowning at Breezy Castle. The East Kingston police have launched an investigation following the discovery of a body believed to be a victim of drowning at Breezy Castle, Kingston. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old Michael Alvaronga, otherwise known as John Crow, an unemployed resident of 18 Fleet Street, Kingston. Authorities were alerted to the scene after Alvaronga's body was found washed ashore near Norman Manley Boulevard around 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Upon arrival, police confirmed the identity of the victim was reportedly known to have suffered from epilepsy. The body was transported to a funeral home where it will undergo post-mortem examination to determine the exact cause of death. Alleged gunman killed in Bellows Gate, a known violence producer, say police. Residents of Bellows Gate in St. Catherine are living in fear of retaliation from the cronies of an alleged gunman who was killed following what has been described as a deadly robbery attempt at a local bar. The incident unfolded Tuesday night when 20-year-old farmer Jamani Letts confronted the alleged gunman Odin Jeminston, who the resident said entered the bar with the intent to rob. Letts was shot during a struggle with Jeminston. Other patrons subsequently intervened, subdued Jeminston, and chopped him multiple times. Letts was pronounced dead at the hospital. On Wednesday, there was a somber mood in the area, and some residents had later framed the spot where Letts was shot, describing it as a burnt sacrifice in his honor. The bar's owner, who had just left the establishment before the attack, hailed Letts as a hero for preventing what she believes could have been a mass killing. "Him a savior, if I never see him, a whole heap of people in the bar would end dead. He's a good youth, him never get into any trouble with nobody. It is sad to know that he had to go like that," she said. Residents said Jeminston had been terrorizing the area with accomplices for some time, but fear had prevented them from reporting his activities to the police. "Everybody in Abelas get no same walk around with a gun, but them fear for them lives, so they may report it to the police," the bar owner said. Let's mother, Maxine James, was inconsolable, describing her son as a decent young man who always listened to her. "He might be youngest, and the only place where they find him if he's not helping out at the bar is at his brother's yard and mine. I can't feel anything right now. Just can't come to let them kill me, Pitney," she said tearfully. Community members, along with People's National Party Representative Loxie Francis, gathered to console Let's family. Francis, who praised Let's for being hardworking and beloved by the community, called for law enforcement to protect the community as the fears of retaliation mount. Superintendent Upton Nicholson, head of the St. Catherine North Police, said Jeminston is a known violence producer. Superintendent Nicholson said the alleged shooter is known to frequent other areas.
We believe that he is a violence producer from the community of Gold Mine in Clarendon. He has been featured in at least 3 murders and 2 shootings in the past year, most recently being September 7, when he engaged the St. Catherine North Police in a shootout, after which he went to Rock River, Clarendon, and it is believed that he committed a murder there some hours after. He has been on the police radar. He has been the subject of numerous police operations, and he was creating havoc in the Bellows Gate space. We are satisfied that he was the person, even though we are waiting on the official identification at this time.
Bloody night in Green Island, Hanover. The tranquility of Hardin Hall, a typically peaceful community in the Green Island Police Division, was shattered on Tuesday night as the Hanover Police, in collaboration with the Major Investigations Division, launched a probe into 3 tragic murders. The incidents, which unfolded within a short span of time, have left the community in shock. Unconfirmed reports are that all 3 were employed at a mega construction site in the parish. Currently, some intense investigation is underway. The Major Investigations Division is giving us some support where this is concerned, but our teams are investigating and seeing what we can actually analyze and get on the ground. We're also asking the citizens of Hanover to cooperate with us so as to help us solve these murders, said the Area of Police Area 1 Assistant Commissioner Glenford Miller. The first victim, 61-year-old laborer Melvin Davis, otherwise called Runtings, was shot at his residence around 10:30 p.m. Reports indicate that armed assailants stormed his home, opening fire and striking him in the upper body. Approximately 25 minutes later, hoodlums struck again as a woman and a man were killed in their home. The victims, identified as 45-year-old Andre Colley, also known as Bacco, an electrician from Hardin Hall, and 43-year-old Stacey Williams, referred to as Sandy, a laborer from Shuttlewood, were shot by armed men who invaded their residence. The exact nature of their relationship has not been disclosed. According to a police report, around 10:55 p.m., the two were at home when men armed with handguns opened fire at them. From the police's perspective, we cannot say now that both incidents are related, but they actually happened in close proximity to time to each other, and they actually happened in the same district, said ACP Miller. A disheartened member of Parliament for Hanover Western, Tamika Davis, said the incidents have come at a time when the parish has seen a reduction in murders. We hope it is what it is, and it is not the start of something in this usually peaceful and quiet community, said the MP, who is encouraging residents to remain calm. I want to encourage citizens who have seen or heard anything or know anything to help the police, because that's the best way that we can help. Whatever information you have, share it. Do not determine on your own that it may not be helpful. Tell it to the police, your pastor, or an attorney. You can come to my office and let us see if it goes anywhere, encouraged Davis, who is an attorney at law. Policeman accused of sexual assault and abduction of ex-girlfriend granted $1.5 million bail. A 41-year-old police constable accused of physically and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and attempting to flee the country was on Wednesday granted $1.5 million bail in the St. Catherine Parish Court. The accused, whose name is being withheld to protect the identity of the complainant, is charged with rape, forcibly abduction, cruelty to child, and reckless driving. It is reported that the policeman and the woman share a child. The bail application was filed by attorney Richard Lynch. As part of his bail, the policeman was ordered to report to the Grand Spin police station once weekly, and a stop order was imposed. A protection order for 1 year was also imposed by the judge. The accused was ordered to return to court on October 11, when the matter will again be mentioned. Allegations are that in June, the policeman allegedly assaulted his ex-girlfriend and forced her into his motor car. A child that they share was reportedly also in the car. The cop reportedly took the woman to his house, where she was allegedly sexually assaulted. A report was subsequently made and an investigation was launched, with a file being submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, which ruled that the cop should be charged. The policeman was held on Friday, September 13, as he was reportedly trying to leave the island. He was subsequently charged. Expert witness supports claim Keith Clark killed while climbing down from closet. The island's former chief forensic pathologist has supported the account given by relatives of businessman Keith Clark that he was shot and killed while climbing down from the closet with his back towards security forces personnel who had entered his home. Dr. Dinesh Rahu also testified on Wednesday that Clark's death was as a result of traumatic shock caused by extensive laceration of his lungs, heart, intestines, and kidney, resulting from multiple gunshots to his back. Asked by prosecutor Latoya Bernard to explain laceration, Rahu said, because of the multiple gunshots, organs inside of his chest cavity, lungs, heart, intestines were destroyed. They were extensively damaged. They were split open because of the bullets traversing through and because of shockwave and splinters associated with these bullets. The expert witness had earlier testified that 25 external wounds were observed on Clark's body during the post-mortem and that 20 were fatal. Additionally, he said 16 of the gunshots were to Clark's lower back and that other injuries included gunshot wounds to his face and chest as well as his forearm. Clark's widow, Dr. Claudette Clark, and his daughter Brittany previously testified that they had witnessed Clark being shot while climbing down from the closet with his back turned to the soldiers. The 64-year-old accountant was shot multiple times inside his master bedroom at his Kirkland Close home in St. Andrew on May 27 during a police military operation to apprehend then fugitive drug lord Christopher Dodo Skoke. On Wednesday, during the continuation of his evidence in the Home Circuit Court, Dr. Rahul, the former chief forensic pathologist in the legal medicine unit at the Ministry of National Security, corroborated the relatives' evidence while giving his opinion on 3 propositions put forward by the Independent Commission of Investigations. The witness said he was asked to give his expert opinion on whether Clark was shot while lying on top of the closet with his gun pointed at one of the shooters after falling to the ground and while reaching for his gun, or while coming down from the closet with his back turned towards the shooters. When asked by the prosecutor what his opinion was, he accepted the proposition that Clark was shot while climbing down from the closet, noting that it was corroborated by the crime scene and the external and internal injuries sustained by the deceased. The witness was also asked about the position of the shooter. In answering, he said, "I'm of the opinion that the majority of the gunshots have entered the left side of the back region, indicating the position of the deceased, left side, back of the body facing the shooter, and he has turned himself away from the shooter, exposing his left side, or, during the maneuvering at the point of the shooting, he exposed the left surface of his back towards the shooters." He added that Clark, in all possibility, was either bending or crouching himself opposite the shooter position while moving the right half of his body forward. The court heard further that, based on a few of the injuries which were seen on Clark's body, it is possible that he was shot after or during the process of falling to the floor. In the meantime, before the witness shared his opinion, the defense objected to Rahul giving his opinion on the proposition. King's counsel Peter Champagne argued that it could be considered hearsay, while his colleague, Casey Valunito Robertson, and attorney-at-law Linton Gordon questioned the origin of the proposition and its evidential basis. The judge, however, ruled that the witness's opinion was permissible and that what was presented was sufficient for him to provide his expert opinion. JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.